This podcast is sponsored by the Center for International Business, Loyola University New Orleans College of Business.
Welcome to Gumbo of Opportunities, the podcast where we dive deep into the landscape of international business with a closer look at the state of Louisiana and New Orleans. We will hear stories, insights, and strategies of influential global players of the Bayou region in a pursuit to make the Bayou one of the most attractive areas for businesses. This is Gumbo of Opportunities. Welcome everyone. I'm Alessandro.
Welcome everyone. I'm Gustavo.
It's so nice for you to be here, to listen to us. My name is Alessandro Braga. I'm a research associate at the Center for International Business at Loyola University New Orleans.
Hello, so my name is Gustavo Barboza. I hold the Reynolds Chair of International Business and also Director for the Center of International Business at Loyola University of New Orleans. Welcome to this wonderful space.
Thank you, Gustavo. And we will be the hosts of this podcast, but eventually we can add some other person to host future episodes of the podcast. But this is episode 0 of the podcast, in which we introduce why we thought about this idea of creating a podcast with this strange name, Gumbo of Opportunities. Gumbo of Opportunities because gumbo, of course, is something that reminds us about Louisiana and in particular about New Orleans, if you want. And so why we thought about creating this podcast? First of all, we want to generate a discussion, but also to open up a learning platform that focuses on international business, but also to entrepreneurship, giving particular emphasis, particular attention to how we can do business in Louisiana, in particular Southern Louisiana and New Orleans. Let me share some information about the structure of the podcast. In particular, we start with this first introductory episode, and I want to share some information about how you will find the next episodes. So in particular, each episode will be released monthly, will last about, let's say, 30 minutes, give or take, and will cover a specific topic generally through an interview, which is going to be to a manager, an entrepreneur, or any local leader that in any way, in any capacity, deal with international business in Southern Louisiana and or New Orleans. Episodes will also include interviews to world-renowned academics, but sometimes we will also add special episodes that will have a different focus on presenting new studies published by members of the Loyola University New Orleans College of Business. And we do that because we think that sharing knowledge, sharing what we do, is an essential part of being academics, of doing what we do every day. And so that we eventually are able to produce spillovers effects towards business, towards entrepreneurs, in particular in the place where we live and we work.
So Alessandro, yes, this is an absolutely wonderful description of what we have in mind here at the Center for International Business, College of Business, Loyola University. And you point out some interesting themes and topics that we're going to discuss. We believe that our work, our job as professors, academics, researchers is to create and expand the frontier of knowledge and share that knowledge with the community. We will do it, of course, in our work in publications, which are very important, but also in the creation of interrelationships between academia, policymakers, and entrepreneurs. And this is one of the beauties of this podcast. We want to present this material in such a way that we immerse ourselves so that we create a two-way street in which we learn directly from the doers, the actual decision makers, and then we try to understand and explore how our work can be of use for the community. predominantly with an emphasis on entrepreneurship and international business. To that end, our program is a vibrant program. We have created a significant recomposition of the academic curriculum. We consistently invite the speakers, both local, national, and international, to be with our students, so that we're forming the next generation of business people, policymakers, and academics that understand the importance of some key concepts upon which we're building this podcast, and those are place, idea generation, and spillovers that can come from within local firms, but also through the interaction with multinational companies, both domestic and foreign, that create that space and that condition for the transferability of this knowledge. So we are very, very excited about the projects that we have done. We have completed a few seminars so far, some here in New Orleans, and we will keep you posted when more of those events are created, as well as participation in international conferences that we have hosted in Costa Rica predominantly, but also in Germany. And we have been able to take the work of Loyola University to Spain, to Italy, and we'll continue exploring frontiers so that we can bring the uniqueness of New Orleans to the world.
So let's stay tuned for the next episodes of Gumbo of Opportunities. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Gumbo of Opportunities, the podcast about international business of Southern Louisiana and New Orleans. Huge thanks to Farah, Oban, and all the staff involved for making this podcast possible. The music is New Orleans jazz guitar music by The Music Hive.